You don't remember the day your life changed. Not because it wasn't important, but because it looked ordinary. Like every other day, you were trying to survive. The decision wasn't dramatic. No one clapped. No one warned you. No one even noticed. But it changed everything. For a long time, your life was a loop. Wake up. Do what you had to do. Answer messages you didn't want to answer. Smile at moments that didn't feel like yours. Go home and feel tired in a way sleep couldn't fix. You weren't falling apart. Not on the outside, but inside. Something felt quietly wrong. Like wearing shoes that never fit and convincing yourself the pain was normal. You told yourself you were being grateful. You had a job, a routine, a life that looked fine from a distance. And that's what made it confusing. Because nothing was breaking. Yet everything felt heavy. Some nights you sat in the dark with your phone in your hand, scrolling through other people's lives as if you were searching for proof that you weren't the only one feeling lost. But all you found was noise, advice, motivation, people telling you to hustle, to push harder, to never stop. And somehow, that made you feel worse, because the truth was simple. You weren't afraid of working. You weren't afraid of trying. You were afraid of waking up 10 years from now and realizing you had been loyal to a life that was never yours. The moment didn't happen in a meeting, or on a stage, or in a big argument. It happened in silence, late at night, after a long day, after another moment where you said yes, even though everything inside you wanted to say no. You sat there, with that familiar pressure in your chest, the one you had learned to ignore. Then something small happened. Not a miracle, not a sign from the sky, just a thought, quiet but honest. I can't keep living like this. That was it. That was the decision, not a plan, not an escape, not a perfect answer, just a refusal. A line you finally drew in your own mind. And that's what most people don't understand. Life doesn't change when you know exactly what to do. Life changes when you stop pretending that what you're doing is working. The next morning, the world looked the same. The same streets, the same messages, the same responsibilities waiting for you. But you were different, because now you had a truth, and truth is dangerous. Not because it hurts, but because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Maybe you didn't quit immediately. Maybe you didn't change everything overnight. Real change rarely looks like a movie. It looks like small actions done quietly, while everyone assumes nothing is happening. You started saying no without explaining yourself for an hour. You stopped answering every call. You protected your mornings, your energy, your attention. You began choosing silence over conversations that only stole your peace. And something unexpected happened. You felt guilty, not because you were doing something wrong, but because you were doing something new. When you've lived for other people's comfort, your own boundaries feel like cruelty. So you doubted yourself. You questioned the decision. You wondered if you were being selfish. But here is the quiet lesson. Selfish is choosing yourself while others are hurting. Healing is choosing yourself because you've been hurting for too long. Days passed, then weeks, and happened slowly. You started breathing differently. Not because your life became easy, but because your life became honest. You didn't become fearless. You became clear. And clarity is stronger than confidence, because confidence can disappear, but clarity stays. One day, you looked back and realized a decision wasn't the big leap. The decision was simple. You stopped abandoning yourself. Most people wait for permission, a perfect moment, a sign, a guarantee. But the quiet truth is this: you don't get guarantees. You only get choices. And sometimes the smallest choice, the one no one celebrates, becomes the one that saves you. If you're standing at that invisible line right now, if you feel that quiet pressure in your chest, maybe your life isn't asking for a grand transformation. Maybe it's only asking for one honest decision, because the loudest changes often begin in silence. This was the quiet lesson.